Mice have been stereotyped as cheese lovers. They love the funky stuff to the point of resorting to thievery just to sink their teeth into the delicacy. It seems this mice as cheese lovers stereotypes comes from cartoons. Between Tom and Jerry, Jerry was the smarter one. Between Itchy and Scratchy, the Simpsons Tom and Jerry parody, Itchy is the smarter one. There's also Speedy Gonzales, a fast mouse whose main shtick was taking cheese by means of outsmarting Sylvester, the cat who guarded the cheese factory. In reality, mice will eat cheese, but it isn't their preference. Some sources say the association of mice being cheese fiends comes from ancient times when cheese was stored on tables under cloths, making it easily accessible to the prowling pest. But I see a different connection based on the characteristics given to the mice in these cartoons. These mice are wise. Jerry, Speedy, and Itchy constantly outsmart their feline counterparts, even though Itchy is a bit wicked in his dealings with Scratchy. There is also Brain from Pinky and the Brain. Both are mice, and even though Pinky is not very intelligent, Brain certainly is. Hence the name, of course. The only difference here is that it is Pinky who loves cheese. And I'd like to believe that Pinky loves cheese because he knew it makes one wise and he just wanted to be as wise as Brain, or was secretly demonstrating his wit by being such a cheese lover. With all of this in mind, do you not wonder what mice know about cheese that you do not know? Well, here is a little recap on the association between wisdom and cheese that I mentioned in a previous video. It reads, soured milk was placed in a skin bag that was set out in the heat of the sun and shaken. The natural enzymes in the skin bag cause the water to separate from the milk, forming the delicacy cheese. So, what does all of this have to do with wisdom? First, heat is the root of the Hebrew word wise or hacham, and is secondly related to the idea of separating, as this word means one who is able to separate between what is good and bad. This one word can be translated as either skill when applied to a craftsman or as wise when applied to a leader or counselor. Additionally, eating cheese and dates is said to give one the wisdom to know to reject that which is evil and choose that which is good. But also, in a study on Alzheimer's disease, researchers noted that adding cheese and red wine to the diet daily and lamb on a weekly basis may also improve long-term cognitive outcomes. And you know what God said to me in my spirit one time? He said, if you're going to eat meat, eat fish and lamb. I definitely feel lighter after I consume fish or lamb as opposed to other meats, so no argument there. But back to this study, which also states that the fact that wine and cheese lovers tend to be kind of bougie, the study found eating cheese was associated with better fluid intelligence. And according to good old Google, fluid intelligence can be summed up like this. Fluid intelligence is the ability to think logically and solve problems in new and unfamiliar situations, independent of acquired knowledge or experience. It involves abstract reasoning, pattern recognition, and adapting to novel situations. Essentially, it's the capacity to reason and problem solve using logic without relying on previously learned information. This definition of fluid intelligence, which is associated with cheese eating, sounds like the type of intelligence those cartoon mice are exhibiting. They are often in new situations with the kitties who are after them, and therefore must be quick witted and able to use problem solving to their advantage. What mice know about cheese that you may not know is that you are what you eat. Or, excuse me while I pronounce this name, or as Anthem Brillat Savarin went on to say, "Tell me what you eat, and I will tell you what you are." You can become wise by hanging out with those who are wise, but you can also be wise by seeking out wisdom for yourself. Proverbs 4:7 tells us that the first step to being wise is to go and find wisdom. The cat may be wise by proxy in that it seeks to feed off the wise one, but the mouse is the wise one in that it seeks out wisdom for itself. The mouse endures much hardship and comes face to face with death, all in the search for wisdom. Cheese. There is another biblical proverb that tells the lazy ones to go to the ant. And now I say to the unwise, study the mouse. No cats were harmed in the making of this video, at least not physically. Emotionally is another story. Dear cats, you are loved, you is smart, you is kind, you is important.